15 biggest mistakes in the history of football. Would you believe your eyes if you see a football player changing his team and playing for the opposition? Or if a player stops his own teammate from scoring? Or if a keeper passes the ball to the opponent's striker to offer an open goal? Well, all this may sound very stupid and ironic to you, but we've all seen such moments as we cover the 15 biggest mistakes in the football history. It's impossible to believe or make any sense of these blunders. At number 15, we have a slippery start. John Terry's slippery penalty. Now, here is another mistake that'll make you take your hands on your head. Picture this. John Terry, the legend himself, steps up to take the penalty. The crowd's going wild, the pressure's on, but then, oh no, he slips.
Has the chance to win the Champions League for Chelsea.
It's like Bambi on ice out there, and the ball just flies harmlessly away from the goal. It was not just a missed penalty, it was a disgrace to the legend. You could practically hear the collective groan from the fans.
Champions League for Chelsea. And there's a chance.
It's like watching your dad try to dance at a wedding. You know it's not going to end well, but you can't look away. And to make matters worse, you just know the other team's going to give him grief about it. Hey Terry, did you forget your skates today? Or, hey mate, you dropped your wallet out there. Ouch, that was embarrassing. PSG versus Monaco, August 2022. Here is the miss of the season by Mbappe and Messi against Monaco. The two were just outside the penalty area, and boom! Messi unleashed a ferocious shot that even Monaco's goalkeeper, Alex Nubel, couldn't stop. But wait, the ball hits the post and the rebound falls to Mbappe. The net is wide open and Nubel is still dealing with the aftermath of Messi's cross. But shocker alert, Mbappe can't sort his feet out and he hits the post again. I mean, come on, dude, you gotta be kidding me. It's like Mbappe's feet have a mind of their own or something. It's a good thing Nubel was still recovering. Otherwise, Monaco would have been toast. Talk about living on the edge, right? Petr Cech versus Swansea. Okay, let's forget about that slippery penalty from Terry. Let me tell you about Petr Cech's colossal cock-up in Arsenal's match against Swansea. So picture this, it's 1-1. The game is delicately poised and then, bam! Cech gets a simple pass back from Mustafi, but instead of hoofing it up the field, he decides to channel his inner Lionel Messi and chip it over the attackers. Unfortunately, the only thing he chipped was his dignity, as he pokes it right into Jordan Ayew's path. And what does Ayew do? He says, "Thank you very much," slots it home and taps it back into the net like he's playing backyard football. It was a right pig's ear of clearance, a total mess up, and quite frankly, it's hilarious. Yakubu Ayegbeni. Here is another miss that cost Nigeria the World Cup. Perhaps Yakubu Ayegbeni still has nightmares about the match. Yakubu was standing at a couple of yards from the goal line. The ball was coming from the left flank. The keeper and all the defenders had been beaten as the ball came to Yakubu. He only had to tap it in, and that too from the middle of the box. And he somehow managed to direct that wide of the netting. Nigeria had missed the easiest of opportunities. Even a statue would have done better than you, Yakubu. The loss cost Nigeria the place in the round of 16.
Oh, what a miss! It's the miss of the tournament.
Even today, it is called the worst miss of the World Cup history. Look at him, how close he was and how easy the opportunity was. And even Yakubu couldn't believe his eyes.
He'll have nightmares about that one.
Green versus USA. Next up is a keeper spoiling the party for his team. On June 12, 2010, the USA was taking on England in their first match of the World Cup. In the 40th minute, something embarrassing happened. Clint Dempsey took a shot from outside the box, and it looked like a simple save for Green. But no. Somehow the ball slipped right through his hands and ended up in the back of the net. I mean, what was he thinking? Was he too busy daydreaming about tea and crumpets? The commentator was in complete shock, and so were we.
Oh, and Rob Green's let it in. It's a howler.
The millions of fans watching around the globe. It was a moment that would go down in history, and poor old Green would forever be remembered for his epic fail. Hugo Lloris's blunder. Now it's time for some football banter. Look at this. Newcastle United versus Tottenham Hotspur, and it's the 31st minute. Newcastle are on the attack. Hugo Lloris, the Spurs goalkeeper, decides to leave his safety zone and make a move for the ball. And then, bam! He crashes into Callum Wilson, leaving the ball loose for the taking. Wilson, being the cheeky devil he is, seizes the opportunity and effortlessly lofts the ball over the Spurs defense to score.
Wilson's tried to chip it in and has scored!
I mean, come on, who does that? Wilson, that's who. And can we just take a moment to appreciate Lloris' decision-making skills? Brilliant, right? Or not so much. Either way, it's a goal for Newcastle, and we are loving it. Let's just hope Lloris learned his lesson and won't be making any more questionable moves. De Gea versus Everton. De Gea, the Spanish goalie we all love. Well, he kind of pulled a boner in the game against Brighton. You know how it goes. Ball comes in, everyone's on edge, and then bam! Neil Maupay hits a cross, and De Gea lets it slip through his legs like a soap bar in a prison shower. And then Cody's all like, thank you, next, and scores the ball over the line. I mean, come on, De Gea, you're supposed to be our Superman, not the damsel in distress. I don't know about you, but when I saw De Gea flail like a drunk octopus and let the ball slip through his legs, I was pretty sure my eyes were deceiving me. But nope, it was all too real. And let's not forget the way he looked up to the sky like he was begging for divine intervention. Sorry, mate, but I don't think even the big man upstairs could save you from that one. Ronnie versus Aston Villa. Let's look at another dirty mess-up in Premier League. Ronnie Rosenthal and his infamous miss. Ronnie was one-on-one with the goalie, and he managed to beat him. The ball was rolling towards the goal. He had done the hard work, and all he had to do is tap the ball into the net. Easy, right? Wrong. Instead of a simple side-footed finish, our boy Ronnie decided to go all Hulk and hit the ball with all his might. And guess what? He hit the crossbar.
So it looks like a goal, and he's hit the crossbar, would you believe it? And clear.
I mean, come on, dude. The goal was as open as a drive-thru at 3 a.m. It was embarrassing, cringeworthy, and hilarious all at the same time. I'm telling you, that miss was so bad it's now part of the Premier League Hall of Shame. Poor Ronnie. He's probably still having nightmares about it. Torres, open goal miss. Let's move on from one nightmare to another. Fernando Torres' epic open goal miss against Manchester United. It was like watching a car crash in slow motion. You know, like when you're walking down the street and someone trips and falls and you can't help but laugh. That's what it felt like. I mean, this was the guy who used to score goals for fun. But on that fateful day, it was like he forgot how to put the ball in the net. It was so bad that even the commentators were speechless.
He's onside!
It's like Torres had a moment of temporary insanity. He saw the open goal and thought, nah, I don't feel like scoring today. And then he proceeded to kick the ball into the stands. Many regarded it as the worst miss of the century, as Torres failed to score from 6 yards. Loris Karius, minor mess up. And now we fast forward to the 2018 UCL final. Real had scored 2 goals and Liverpool were searching for an equalizer to make it 2-1. Gareth Bale took a long ranger that went straight to Karius' hands. An easy grab, right? Except that Karius missed the straight one. The ball went into the goal and fans were left distraught.
Oh, there's a shot. Oh, he shoots it!
The Champions League dream had been shattered as Real won at 3-1. But this was not the only mess up of the night. Another even bigger blunder by Karius is covered by us as the biggest football mistake. Hang on till the end of the video to find out what's the biggest sin of Karius. Chris Owelamo. Have you seen Chris Owelamo's 3-yard miss? He could have literally seen the ball go in on this occasion. Even had he just stood there, all stationary, the ball would have deflected off his boots and gone into the goal. Yet, Chris Owelamo made one of the most hilarious misses in Scottish football history. In the Scotland vs. Norway game, the striker had just been subbed on for his debut. And what did he get? A bloody tap-in. Easy peasy, right? Wrong. Owelamo fluffed his lines and sent the ball flying over the bar. The collective facepalm from the fans could practically be heard. It was like watching a giraffe on ice skates trying to score a goal. He had one job, and that was to just let the ball go in. But hey, at least he gave us all a good laugh. And to be fair, it took some serious skill to miss like that. Ronaldo's own goal. Even the best in the world have their own share of mistakes. Cristiano Ronaldo. The guy who's known for scoring goals has become the guy who scores for the opposite team. Yeah, you heard that right. Ronaldo scored a rare own goal, and not just any own goal. It was a total blunder that helped struggling Granada win their first match over Real Madrid in 41 years. The match was going on, and there was a corner, and Ronaldo went a head-to-head, clearing Nolito's corner. But hold up, things didn't go according to plan. And before he knew it, he had accidentally nodded the ball beyond Diego Lopez in the visiting goal. I mean, talk about a blunder of epic proportions. The Superman Ronaldo conceding an own goal, and Real lost an embarrassing match. It can't get worse than that. Choupo-Moting. And now let's take a look at a meme material. You must have seen Mbappé's meme where he looks out of the shed and seems stunned. It was this iconic block from Choupo-Moting. Have you seen this epic miss by Choupo-Moting in the PSG versus Strasbourg match? I mean, seriously, it was one for the books.
And Choupo-Moting has stopped it!
So Nkunku takes the ball and moves it past the keeper. The ball was already heading towards the net at a snail's pace, and everyone was just waiting for it to go in. But then Choupo-Moting decides to tap it in just to be safe. And bam! He blocks the ball's path like a goalkeeper and stops it from going in. Choupo went into the netting while the ball lay there at the borderline. What was he thinking? It's like when you're in a group project and your teammate has already done all of the work, but you still feel the need to add something. And then instead of making it better, you just mess it up even more. That was Choupo-Moting in that moment. At least PSG was still able to pull off a draw. I bet Choupo-Moting was relieved that this blunder didn't cost them the game. Escobar's deadly own goal. Here is a poor football mistake for you that's going to make you laugh and cringe at the same time. We're talking about Andres Escobar's own goal in the 1994 World Cup. Now, you might be thinking, own goal, so what? Well, let me tell you, this wasn't just any own goal. Escobar, poor guy, was defending Colombia's honor against the United States. He had the ball, he was trying to clear it, and then bam! He smacks it right into his own net. Talk about a major oopsie. It was so bad, people were calling him Andres El Flan Escobar, because he was so jiggly and soft in that moment. But here's the kicker, folks. This own goal, it wasn't just any regular old blunder. No. It ended up costing Colombia the whole dang tournament. Yup, that's right, one slip up and they were out. Now, you might think that's the end of the story, but oh boy, it gets even crazier. See, some Colombians were so upset with Escobar's own goal that they took matters into their own hands. And by matters, I mean they straight up murdered the guy. Can you believe that? Escobar scored an own goal and paid for it with his life. I mean, I've heard of taking sports seriously, but this is next level. It's like a Shakespearean tragedy or something. Loris Karius. What have we got as the biggest and worst football mistake? The biggest mistake in football takes us to the 2018 UEFA Championship League final. In the 51st minute, Liverpool's goalie, Loris Karius, gets a back pass from defender Dejan Lovren. Karius wants to throw the ball out quickly, but he doesn't notice Real Madrid's Karim Benzema sneaking up behind him. Boom! Benzema blocked the throw and the ball bounced right into the net. I mean, come on, that's comedy gold. Poor Karius was left devastated, and the goal turned the whole game around. Needless to say, Real Madrid went on to win the match and claim their third consecutive Championships League title. Loris Karius' major mess-up brings us to the end of the video. Let us know in the comment section which mistake was the funniest of them all.